Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a bunch of results from the newly released set 4 hitting Japan. So a WGP in Kumamoto, WGP in China, as well as the Ultimate Vanguard Cup. Lots of interesting results and just kind of seeing how certain decks from this new set is placing in the metagame. And yeah, lots of interesting deck lists to go through as well. If you guys need any coaching for the BCS season, my Metafy link is in the bottom right hand corner. Feel free to book a session and we can get started on your season. If you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button for all notifications on this channel. So first of all, we're going to go through Ultimate Vanguard Cup, Volume 16. This is a community event and it's pretty big. Usually they hold one like straight after a set releases. And this is pretty much the distribution of the 52 teams that participated, so 156 players. This is as big as a regional, like it's huge, right? So a lot of teams decided to bring Doji, pretty self-explanatory. I think Shoujo Doji is a really strong deck, and you know, going forward, set 3 meta, it's probably the best deck in the format. Obviously there are other people playing Blankmire as well. I think Blankmire is very solid. Even into Shoujo Doji, it just randomly wins them because, you know, if you push them quick and you divine skill them, they don't have PGs, and yeah, they're just dead, right? They literally can't do anything. Obviously they have the new, I think it's Velrock Dragon or whatever it's called, the grade 2, gains +10 if you have 4 for every 4 bind, I think. Really strong cards, so you know, more buffs there. AELQUILIBRA, a new deck from set 4, showing, you know, a bit of an appearance here, and pretty much just a bunch of like other stuff in the format as well. They're cutting down into the top 16, showing more the meta relevant decks. So funny enough, I guess the top 4 most distributed decks, 3 of them are Dragon Empire, so Shunui, Varga, and Shoujo Doji, and AELQUILIBRA, if you want to count top 5. Blankmire is the only other non-Dragon Empire nation there, which is pretty surprising. Bit of Raziel, Luard, Alden, which is a new deck as well in set 4, and then Chris Rainer and just a bunch of other decks as well. So looking at the first place team, so they brought something pretty wacky. So quintuplets, which is Raziel. Oh no, quintuplets was the next one. So Raziel, Varga, and Michu. And then the second place team brought quintuplets, Alden, and Shoujo Doji. So just going to go through the first 2 teams first. So the first team obviously bringing Raziel. Nothing too out of the ordinary. I think this new... Oh, actually, you never really used this before. But yeah, I think the deck is pretty straightforward, right? You have a lot of like the available stuff in set 2 now. So this guy, your Liels, you're still playing the Tayfault engine. Yeah, nothing really changes really with Raziel. This is pretty much a deck that is available in English. So yeah, pretty cool. Varga, I don't think got too much of a boost other than this dragon that gives 5k to the Vanguard, which is, I guess, impactful. But otherwise, yeah, otherwise everything else is kind of available in English. Varga, I think going into set 3 is still a really good meta contender, even against Shoujo Doji. And then the third player brought Michu. I think Michu is a pretty ridiculous deck. One of my Korean friends, Taunt, he came top 8 at WGP Kumamoto over the weekend with Michu as well. His team brought Michu, Blankmire, and Chaos. So yeah, very interesting team. Obviously got to accommodate for diversity cut as well. But I think Michu is a very solid deck, especially if, you know, you build it super consistent with like cannonballs. I would probably like maybe cut the grade 1 potentially for another 2. I know that some lists just play the 2 and the 3. But yeah, you know, Michu, again, regardless of how you build it, if the main framework is there, it's just really strong. Then then the second place team brought Quince. I think this is the auto win Quince, if I'm not mistaken. The one that's like, if you have like 7 different memory or unique Quince in memory, you just win at the start of the turn. So I guess I don't actually know how this deck really functions, honestly. I guess you have like defensive orders in Union Sky and the one that guards heals from drop. You have the Dark OT to heal down. I don't see how impactful this card is, and I guess this can call back stuff, which makes the consistency of this particular win con easier. So I can see it. I can definitely see it. But I don't know how quick this is going into, you know, like a really, really aggro meta, right? If like everyone just bashes your face, like what the heck are you gonna do, right? Just like Olin. Olin is a new deck, very tanky deck. Plays Sir Gawain. I guess this is a good framework to kind of work off. So it plays Sir Gawain, 2 Wisdom Order with Tayfault. You have the Grade 3 to put like 3s on top. Pretty much all your stuff kind of replaces itself, because if you target the ones on the board, right, and then if they get replaced, they return back to hand. I think there needs to be a bit more exploration with this deck, but I think the framework, Sir Gawain just makes the deck really, really strong, right? So yeah, that's that. And then Shoujo Doji, this deck is the beast in set 3, going into set 4 as well, probably one of the best decks. The prices for the cards in this deck are pretty insane at the moment, especially this guy, Unprecedented. This deck is just really strong. I think we'll see a lot of results of it in the Western side, but then again, BCS doesn't start till set 4, so maybe we'll see, you know, skewed results, because we don't really get too much of the set 3 meta in competitive play, right? Maybe other than like, I think BCS London, because they got the dates changed, right? So the 3rd place team, so congrats to them. They brought Shunui. Shunui's pretty straightforward. You're playing 4 of the Dual Nation, 4 Blavorus, 1 Destructive Roar. Some decks play 2 to be able to keep up with the defensive game, but otherwise, yeah, very straightforward. They brought Shoujo Doji as well. Very straightforward deck. The framework's there. Don't really need to say any more. I think this deck runs the EB Cycler. The previous one didn't. Yeah, so they played 1 EB Cycler, 1 Kagechika instead. And then the 3rd player played Hostage Luard. Again, a deck that is available in English at the moment. And I think it's pretty strong unless you play against decks that can retire your PGs. And yeah, you can't really do much about that, right? Then the 4th place team, congrats to them. So they played AELQUILIBRA. AELQUILIBRA is very strong with Brachioforce. Brachioforce is a pretty pricey card now in Japan. I think the Kaitori was looking at like 1k or 1k5, which is, yeah, pretty surprising. So I guess AELQUILIBRA works well in this deck because it power pumps early, which means that you're hitting like ridiculous numbers. You're sacking it off, you're drawing a card, you're retiring. Means you punish your opponent if they early commit, and there's literally no drawbacks for you, right? So yeah, I guess that is, a mainstay in AELQUILIBRA, and then pretty much everything else, right? Once you get to turn 4, then your opponent's on grade 3. Let's just say you go first, then you start power pumping and restanding and stuff like that. But being able to punish your opponent's board early with Brachioforce, because you're hitting ridiculous numbers anyways. If your opponent's on grade 2, they're not guarding like 35, 45k. It's just not happening, right? So yeah, very cool inclusion. Then they brought Welstra. This one, yes, this card makes this deck busted. I think this support was extremely good for Welstra, and I think we'll see more Welstras in the future. Whether or not it stacks up to Shoujo Doji, I don't think so. But yeah, this card helps immensely with Welstra. I mean, Welstra was already semi-good, but yeah, that just takes it another tier up. Then they brought Blankmire. This is a pretty new deck, or new build of the deck. So they play the order from Festival Collection that allows you to boost, right? I think it's like grade 2s or something, gains boost. This deck plays Folklore, which is interesting. I guess Folklore, the good thing about it is that you don't really use EB in this deck. So if you're, I guess you do, right? You EB with this guy. I guess you charge, right? And then you sack and draw 1. So essentially you get boosters, you replenish them. So you get like a pretty fat hand. So I guess like it kind of makes sense, right? You commit all these cards to the board. The only real main booster that you really care about is Evoke. Otherwise, your rear guards aren't really good boosters. So being able to filter out with this guy, make him a booster, and then Folklore, you know, energy charge if you place it from hand, and then pretty much sack it away to draw one. It's just a good way to be able to cycle through your deck of cards. And you know, this deck actually selectively soul charges really well, especially with this guy. Top 3 search, put any cards into soul, and if you do, you draw one. So the quality of cards that you get back from Folklore is actually really good, right? And then this card makes Blank Maya very, very strong. Pretty much 10k for every 4 face down bind. So it scales ridiculously. So this is probably a card that Blank Maya really needed. And the fact that it got it is just really, really good, right? It makes this deck much, much better. So yeah, very cool decks, I gotta say. Obviously seeing the new set 4 meta, it's very, very exciting. Just kind of seeing how things pan out. Yeah, exciting to see. Then WGP Deluxe Season 2 in China. So 5 Shoujo Doji. Yeah, alright. If this doesn't explain how good Shoujo Doji is, yeah, take notes, right? And it won Benny, Luan, and Shiranui. And if this doesn't say it, first, second, and third were all Shoujo Doji, and then 4th place was Benny, right? Insane deck, right? Yeah, make sure you get your Shoujo Doji pieces. Then Kumamoto, which is the Chiho Cup. Yeah, teams event. This is the one that Taunt went to, I think. So a lot of the distribution was Dragon Empire, obviously. The top 4 distributed decks amongst the top 16 decks. Well, the top 16 teams were Vaga, Shoujo Doji, AELQUILIBRA, and Shiranui, and pretty much a bunch of everything else, right? So pretty much every team is bringing a Dragon Empire deck, which is pretty wild, right? Then the top 4 teams, first place literally took all Dragon Empires, so Shiranui, Doji, and Varga. Second brought Shiranui, Leonor, and Luard. Third brought Shoujo Doji, Blank Maya, and Wellstra. And then 4th, again, all Dragon Empire, Varga, Shoujo Doji, and AELQUILIBRA. If you guys are Dragon Empire fans, you are living the dream. Pretty much every single deck that is, you know, new is meta relevant, right? So congrats to you guys. You guys have lived it through it all. Shiranui meta, Doji meta, and it's gonna be, you know, AELQUILIBRA. So it's gonna be, you know, good times for you guys. But you know, us other nation lovers gotta get a little bit more support for some of our guys. But yeah, very, very cool results. Just the start of set 4. So I think we'll see the evolution of this standard metagame kind of evolve over the next couple of events. I think Japan have quite a few events coming up, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the results over the past weekend. If you guys like this video, pop a like, comment down below what you guys think of all the results. I will be off at the Pokemon World Championships in Hawaii, Honolulu. So I won't be posting any videos while I'm there. So yeah, hopefully, you know, you guys tune in to all the results. And if you guys are Pokemon fans, make sure you tune in to the Pokemon live stream for TCG. It'll be fun. It'll be really, really fun. Just can't wait to jump on a plane and go, right? If you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.